All right, one of the most common questions I get asked is how do I set up automatic deposits to my Wealthsimple account or set up a recurring investment so that certain stocks or exchange traded funds get purchased on a regular cadence. So at the bottom here, we've got these 4 different icons. We're gonna click on these 2 arrows facing away from each other. That's the move screen where we have all the different links here to access moving money into Wealthsimple, moving money outside of Wealthsimple, or moving money within your different Wealthsimple investing accounts. So we're gonna, on this screen towards the bottom, click on automations, and I'm gonna walk you through these first 3. So auto deposits, auto investor pay, and recurring investments. So let's start off with the top one, auto deposits. This is where you can set up rules and a schedule for Wealthsimple to automatically deposit money from your regular checking or savings account at your normal Canadian bank and have that automatically come into Wealthsimple and go into the specific account that you want. So in my case, I have 2 auto deposits set up. I have the first one, the RRSP, on a weekly basis. So I have $300 a week going from my personal bank account at Tangerine, and that's coming into my Wealthsimple RRSP account. And then I have a second auto deposit. I have $164 per week. The reason there's that number is just that's the number that's going to get me to my contribution limit for the year. So your number will be specific based on, whatever you've contributed to your tax-free savings account. And I should also mention your number for the RSP should be specific to your income and how much room you have. So both of these accounts have limits. I have other videos that kind of go in more depth on those, but just for this video, just kind of keeping it at a high level. So $164 weekly into the TFSA. So that's really how you do it. So let's say I didn't have these set up. I would just at the bottom click create a new auto deposit. And then I'm going to choose which account I want the money to go into. So I happen to have a few different Wealthsimple accounts. So let's just say I wanted to choose my tax-free savings account, hit next. And then I have a variety of different accounts linked. So you can choose to have it come from, in my case, Tangerine. I've got checking, savings, I got a CIBC. So you can set those up, and then if you don't have those accounts set up already, you can click to add a new bank account, and then there's a way to just authenticate and log in through there. So let's say I click on my Tangerine account. Here I'm going to choose the amount that I want to invest, and so let's say I wanted to do, for example, like $200 per week. Then you can click here and then choose the toggle of how frequent you want that to be. So I'd go weekly. You can also have it set to do bi-weekly based on your, if you wanted to kind of match with your paycheck, so you can kind of figure out what works best for you. And then you can choose when you want that to start. So in my case, I can say I'm going to do Wednesday. People ask me which day of the week. Really doesn't matter too much. I always pick Wednesday just because Mondays or Fridays are usually days when there's like a public bank holiday. So Wednesday is just kind of a nice, easy day in the middle, but it really doesn't matter. All right, yeah, weekly on Wednesday, starting October 2nd, $200, hit submit. No money will come out of my account yet, even though I hit submit. I'm just kind of filing this schedule in, and then on October 2nd, I'll have $200 available on that account, and then each Wednesday. So super easy. I'm gonna hit cancel, just come back to this main screen. So the next way to do it is auto investor pay. This would be if you actually wanted to give your employer your direct deposit details for your Wealthsimple account, then they can actually deposit either a portion of your paycheck or your entire paycheck to Wealthsimple. So some employers allow you to say, I want 50% to go to one account, 50% to another account. So then you could have, I say 50, but it could even be maybe 20% and 80 or kind of whatever, percentage you want. But you can have them send a certain amount to Wealthsimple and then a certain percent to your regular account. Sometimes you can also tell them to do, I want $500 a month or $500 off that paycheck to go to Wealthsimple, and then just the rest to go to my other account or something like that. So just depends on what your employer is able to do. The convenient thing about this is that then you don't have to worry about, if the money hits your regular account and then you have to set up a transfer to Wealthsimple. You could have it just kind of at the source. Your employer is just sending the money kind of how you want it to go. It just depends if your employer is able to do that. And then the third one, recurring investment. So I've got a few options here. click create a new recurring investment. And then we're gonna type in, let's just do VFE. So that's the Canadian dollar S&P 500, the largest 500 US companies. We'd hit buy, and then we would choose our amount. So let's just say we wanted to do like, $100 a week, for example. Start that, for example, next Wednesday. Weekly, choose which account it's going to come out of. So in this case, I'm doing $100 a week. My funding source in this case would be my CIBC account. So they're actually going to pull money out of the CIBC account and then invest it into the RRSP account. So you go review, and then we'd hit confirm. So in this case, I'm not going to actually do that. So those are the three main kind of ways to set up money to automatically come into Wealthsimple. The fourth thing I'll just quickly mention on the dividend reinvestment for those of you that are curious. This is if you, let's say you own the TELUS stock, for example, or even like, the VFE, exchange traded fund. When you get a dividend on usually a quarterly basis, usually you would just receive that as just a cash amount. It would just sit in your account. And then you can use that money, if you wanted to withdraw it, or if you wanted to buy something else with it, you can, or you can have it turned on to just automatically reinvest the dividend. And so that means that, let's say you own TELUS, for example. I don't own TELUS, by the way. But let's say you got a, $10, $15 dividend. You would just get that as cash in your account. But if you had this setting turned on, then Wealthsimple would automatically purchase, let's say it's $10 worth of stocks of TELUS. So it just kind of allows that dividend to go back and then purchase, more of the stock that it came from. So I have that turned on for all my accounts. So that's kind of a high level of, I guess, the, three main ways to get money into your account, and then just kind of a little bonus on the dividend one. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments.